I wish to know who was responsible for last night's outrage.
WOASA Show. WOASA Show.
These my dear sir.
My name is Olga Muji. I'm the chairperson of WOASA. I started to be in this game of oil collection in 2013, I think. And my interest in this industry, it's brought to me by my husband. And I started collecting with him, learning all the stories of the industry, and now I'm a driver, a compliant driver actually, and I'm seeing different things in this industry because mostly it is dominated by male people, and we women, we are just so few, very few. We are not even over 10. I don't think we passed 10. And this industry, it needs commitment. It needs perseverance. And as mama, I think you must just start by telling yourself that you are working for your kids. Don't even think of other things. And it is a very challenging industry, but also it is good because you learn a lot of things. I never thought that I could drive alone, collecting oil from a distance of, let's say, from here to Mpumalanga to Emelo to Middleburg, and coming back with that load. But today I can do it. And it's not because of pressure of my life or anything. It's also about the environment. When I started in this collection industry, I realized a lot of things. Our environment is really polluted, and people are banandaba actually, and even our government, I feel very bad because you find umuntu pete waste oil, especially in Lokshin. You find mechanic uchashe kwamabani bani, then that oil we tell about drain. Because we encountered a lot of people when we interviewed them. You oil lewi what do you do with it? I ngithela lapha ngithela lapha kumatlakaling, ngithela ku draining, ngithela guy. And if you can imagine that 1 liter of oil can damage millions of liters of water in our environment. And in South Africa, Asana, we don't have water anymore. So as people, we need to be compliant and be aware of this industry.
Oh yes, man. Welcome to another episode of the WOASA Radio TV. And today I'm joined by the gentleman of WOASA. WOASA, right?
Nah? Right.
So WOASA is an organization that helps protect the earth, and also they deal with used oil. So any form of used oil, be it from a mechanic, be it from basically any business that has to do with used oil. Right. So, but I'm not gonna try and give you definitions that I don't understand. That's why we have the gentleman here to talk about what they do in this business. But before we get into that, can you please just introduce yourselves from the left?
All right. No, thanks for having me.
Yes.
Yeah. The name is Mr. Iso Moji.
Okay. All right.
I'm Kisuntan Casey Manyam.
Okay. And what do you gentlemen do in the organization?
I'm responsible for marketing and strategy as well for the association itself.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, me and Mr. Muchi were in marketing and I do strategy development and business and Mr. Muchi.
How do you market used oil?
No, basically from the association itself, let me give you the background of the narrative.
Okay.
We've got the used oil collectors. So there are various companies in used oil. And then obviously through the beneficiation of the value chain, we've got various levels up to processing so that we reclaim the whole oil that they used oil, obviously for environmental purposes. So we are one of the key stakeholders as collectors. We've got processors and so on, and we've got people who beneficiate and make product out of the used oil. So us as an association, we are a lobby and advocacy group.
Okay.
So basically, we are more not a political fund, but obviously we're more in time to look after the collectors' interests. Remember, us being collectors, we are more or less at the bottom of the value chain. So it is important that we've got an association which we have now started, which is WOASA. We are here because of WOASA. And then with WOASA, it's various collectors or various participants within the used oil sector. So in the bigger scheme of things, we've got the government with the legislation and everything that manages the environment and so on, and legislation. And then over and above that, there's a PRO, or there's an association called Rose Foundation that looks after the whole interest, which is more of a implementing agent. It collects revenue from various oil companies, your Shells or BPs and so on. So it collects, it's a levy like your tire levy, your plastic levy and so on. So Rose Foundation manages that portfolio, that's interest, and obviously it reimburses some of the funds. So basically distribute the funds to all the participants, including the collectors, even if it's still minimal, but it's some funds that we recoup for collection of oil. So Rose Foundation, most of us here were House Foundation members. So basically, we look after House Foundation. Looks after the compliance. It looks after the existence, your vehicles, your people, and the methods, your certifications, and so on. Training of collectors. So as WOASA, we decided, okay, we are here. We've got Rose Foundation. We've got government. We've got other like your transport authorities and so on. So that's where basically the formation of the association started. Let's have a meeting of minds as a lobby and advocacy group.
So what I need to understand, even in more depth, is that people that have been working independently, don't they have a problem now where they could just go and collect oil somewhere and then get paid for that, being under a certain organization that where they need to go through certain systems for them to earn whatever they need to earn and then pay for the training and stuff like that? Like, don't you get a problem with people about independent that want to join but see a problem with being under a certain organization?
Okay, Mr. Mushi will assist with that, but in a nutshell, just to give directions, and that's the reason for the association for WOASA now, because got your independent people, we basically they spoil the market, they don't comply and so on, and then we've got us under WOASA and under Rose Foundation system, and yes, it is now a problem, and we are trying to say as an association, let's bring everybody together. Mr. Mushi,
no, as soon as we touch on the problems that you face, because I know we're human beings, and someone will say if go collect the oil that get 1,000, and then if you look at organization, I'm gonna start earning 500. It doesn't make sense to me. But how do you deal with those things?
Okay. Firstly, just to add on Mr. Manyama, WOASA is an organization for the used oil collectors. It's a voice.
Yes.
It's a voice which was not there. Because firstly, most of the things are not regulated. Okay, we've got the Rose Foundation and the government and all that. But basically a person can just take a truck or a van and go collect oil. And even the people who sell oil to you, they don't have a basic payment. You can come and sell it with, you can offer them R1. I can come and offer them R2. So there was just no order. So that's why there was a mandate from the used oil collectors. Because WOASA is born out of a mandate, which was, I think, 2018, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, 2018, whereby the used oil collectors, registered and not registered, ROAS members and non-ROAS members, saying that because this industry of ours, which we like so much, has no control, it's a free for all. Why can't we find a body which can bring us all together, whereby even if we approach the government, we approach the local authorities, we have one voice, whereby the prices also can be regulated.
Yes.
Because, for example, the taxi industry, there's an association which controls. You can't just take a taxi and ride. There are control measures.
Yes.
Because this is our living. We've got to protect our way of living. Because people take a truck, go collect oil when the price is high. When the price is down, they find another job. But we are stuck in this job.
So what is the transparency with WOASA in terms of giving out information? Because if you're gonna speak as one voice, you need to have meetings. You need to have a time where everybody understands a certain information that's gonna go out. Don't you have a problem with that? Because me personally, I feel like if you have certain organizations, there's always that bad apple in it.
Yeah.
You know. So if a person, let's say me, for instance, it's ne, do you have a joining fee? Okay, sorted. And then next thing. There's certain things that I don't like WOASA. Like what is the criteria to dealing with people that are trying to bring the organization down? And I'm asking this because if new members do watch this show and they want to come in, they need to understand what there's rules in place and what are the rules.
Okay. We have been driven by the Constitution, obviously, and the mandate, as Mr. Muchi has already alluded. And obviously, the key problems are everybody is facing a similar problem in the oil industry. And through the interview now, we are spreading the gospel, we are raising awareness. We'll be launching in various provinces where we have representative Limpopo and so on, so that they can understand the requirement and the standard and procedures, and they can also interact with the executive about any other issue that WOASA needs to address. Remember, it's not only the oil collection, there's also a transportation matter whereby we are more in collection, which is more transportation, which is a very expensive exercise given the price of petrol, price of other accessories, services, and so on, risk on the road, authorities, compliance, CF, D certificates, and so on. So obviously, with our voice, it's a common voice, so everybody's faced with that. So WOASA is basically going to address that particular mandate without being political.
Right.
Just behave that objectivity of trying to address the upside. Remember, South Africa is a free market, so everybody can come and play. But let's try to have an understanding, even if it's a gentleman agreement, to guide us to the next level, because the operation expenses are increasing on daily basis, and obviously the revenue or whatever it's been gained, it's still minimal. So we are trying to say how best we can do, how can we configure, how can we align with other suppliers. Remember, Kia, Hyundais, and all those people are the key suppliers, because most commonly used vehicles within the industry, but is the spec correct for oil because it's heavy or contaminated water and that type of thing. So the mandate and the understanding and the awareness, most of the members will share information with them through website, through WhatsApp, all the online medias and so on.
Right.
So this is just a kickstart of the launch to make people aware that we are available, we are a soundboard, we are a voice.
I'm glad you raised the website, you know, because also I wanted to get to the compliance. You refer to compliance a lot. What is this compliance that you're talking about?
All right. Compliance meaning, first of all, to used oil or oil is a hazardous. It's a hazardous product. Yeah. And then there are rules and regulations in the country whereby you are required first of all, you start with your vehicle. The vehicle must be roadworthy. It must be able to can carry oil. Even in the vehicle, there are fire extinguishers and things like that, which can make it safe to travel to that vehicle, you see. And then you as a person or as a driver and an assistant, you must also be trained to handle used oil. Because like I said, it's a hazardous product. So now that's what you call compliance. The driver also has to have a dangerous goods certificate. So he has to be trained to carry it. And then there's also the oil spill certificate which he must carry.
Firefighting.
So for firefighting also you must have that course. So all those things.
So it takes a lot to be in the business, Mas.
It takes a lot.
It takes a lot. But as you know, we're trying to rectify or correct, not rectify the situation, but to emancipate other collectors through WOASA. So they must be aware about these dangers of being non-compliant. For argument's sake, if you can, the oil can spill and then it cause a tremendous accident. People die. So that liability, you might not even able to work or to be in business for the rest of your life because you're non-compliant, you have killed people and that type of thing. So it's a very futile exercise if you are not prepared, if you are not compliant. So compliant, we re-emphasize the compliance issue. Remember, from environmental management side, we have to see the source, the generator of waste, up to how it's been reclaimed, how it's been solved, how it's been dealt with. So the drivers comply, they have to know, because at the end of the day, we'll have to issue a disposal certificate. So it has to clearly demonstrate where did the waste end up. Yes.
Yeah, talking of waste ending up somewhere. Now, my biggest question is, how do you dispose of used oil? Do you put it in containers again, cleaner mans or whatever's in there, so people can reuse it for cars? Do you ban it? How do you dispose of it?
All right. First of all, maybe the question is, let's just make a scenario. If you are a mechanic, if you are a mechanic, you have that responsibility of making sure that the oil which comes out from the car is stored safely.
Okay.
Safely meaning environmentally safely. So what usually happens is there's drums, there's plastic drums, there's steel drums which you have to store them there.
Okay.
Then when the drum is full, you call the collector, which is us. The collector come and pumps out the oil with a generator or a machine, an oil pump, safely, wearing his protective clothes and taking it safely. Then from there it has to travel. And that traveling, like I said, the vehicle must be compliant. It must also be in safe containment. To it's either the refinery or what we call the end users, where they use it to burn, whether they make steel or what, they use it as a sort of a, what do you call, where they burn it. So
as a fuel, because some of the people what they do, diesel is expensive when they use big generators and equipment. So instead of using diesel, they rather use used oil as a burner, because it's much cheaper, so it mitigates their operational cost. So that's one of the components where it ends. But obviously, from an environmental point of view and accountability, we need to basically provide those states where did the oil end up, even if it's at the pen, because logically it was supposed to go to a processor, i.e. the likes of old oil men and everything, because they are licensed to take those bulk oil from various collectors, and then from there that's how they can see whether they beneficiate it and do other fuels out of it, and some do another oil. It's no longer a virgin oil, but they blend it to do more automotive oil again. But that accountability is very important for Roots Foundation and the government, and also for us that we are managing the environmental aspect. Yeah.
So as your professional opinion on using used oil on cars, because to my understanding, uchenshi oil motor man's service, and then using used oil. Do you think that is something that you would suggest that people do in terms of trying to save the planet and whatnot?
Not necessarily. It has to go through the process where the spec it's been enhanced. Because let's say you take used oil from the car. Obviously, it's got impurities, it's got water, it's got a lot of things. So it's no longer perfect. That's why it has to be taken out of the system, out of the society, out of the normal ecosystem. So it has to be taken out to a processor and or to like a processor or like the old man's, and then so that it can go to the next level of being beneficiated and they have to put it back to spec, i.e. clean it up and put additives and so on. So you can't directly transfer used oil and reuse it in the car. So it's dangerous because it already has metals in it and so on. So those are your process as collectors we have to go through. Either the collectors go to the processor so that we can be able to qualify and quantify the numbers that the coal that is being collected in the whole country. So that number is very important for us. Yes.
So in terms of people to join the WOASA organization, what are the requirements?
Okay. WOASA, to join WOASA, first of all, Rose Foundation members and non-Rose Foundation members, and possibly potential people who are interested, who we can help through the process of registration and compliance. You see, obviously they have to meet certain requirements. Yeah. First of all, the most important thing is helping you to comply. Because WOASA is about compliance. Hence, we also on a mission to form a very strong partnership with the Rose Foundation, because the Rose Foundation is being mandated by the government to manage the compliance and the disposal and everything
distribution of funds
and distribution of funds, things like that. So anybody is welcome to join, but obviously every house has its rules.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically our website will be key, and we've now generated a recruitment drive with the WhatsApp and everything. And we will be doing various sessions because normally we know where they are, where they normally take their oil to, or some of the processors and everything. Remember, our objective here is it's a voice. There's a gap of a voice. So we've got a voice in developing, emancipating the collectors. We've got a voice of people being futuristic and understanding the dynamics of the challenges of the industry. There are those people who, as we said earlier on, who don't comply, that other companies who've got evergreen contracts of collection that you cannot go into that space, especially in the mining industry and so on. There are those companies who collect mixed waste. So mixed waste, they sometimes take a certain percentage of used oil, contaminated water and that type of thing. And by virtue of sharing the pie, we could start benefiting as collectors in that particular, because in a mixed way you find it's a huge contract monthly and so on. So we're trying to say, let's share the space, let's share the path, let's share the pie, let's develop each other. So the voice, as I said, is non-political, is more commercial. We are a lobby and advocacy group. And secondly, there's a missing link from the whole value chain, or from the whole setup on this sector, whereby there's no agency or a voice to talk with regard to the laws and everything. So laws gets implemented, yes, they'll go through the green and the white paper and becomes an act. But for as us being a key stakeholder, whereas our profits are diminishing, we don't have that voice for collectors. And the collectors are the one who are getting the who are betting serious because they're on the road. Some people are comfortable, they're in premises, they just manage premises and get feed. And then after the feed, they beneficiate it and make 300% profit out of our feed. So we are collectors, we are playing like taxi wars, up and down, we are fighting for territories and so on. So yes, it's a free market system in South Africa, but we need to start having those gentlemen's agreements so that we reduce conflict and then we develop the pie, we make the pie bigger. So WOASA starts sitting at that strategic point. So if Rose Foundation has to have some new amendments and law, they have to move to the next level, deeper with us, understanding the issues, understanding the development of women and everything. As you can see, we all have limited women in this space. We don't have youth per se. People are struggling. Vehicles are very expensive to maintain. We don't have a proper configuration, as I said, from Korean or Japanese automotive companies who can basically cross-subsidize our existence and our loads. So this is our voice now, that let's try to bring that together. Let's recruit everybody in the mixed waste space and then in the oil collection space. And then over and above that, the economic growth. So we need sustainability. We need to have small processors small processors within the oil collection space. So people should start moving to the next level. We should start to say this is a front that will deal with all issues that related to used or waste oil.
Oh, wonderful. That's a mouthful. I think you answered. I interviewed Pelly Chance.
All right. Thank you.
I want to jump into the launch now.
Yeah.
The launch on the 14th of I think next month.
We are here.
Or you don't have a specific.
We are launching as we speak now.
Oh, okay. No, wonderful, wonderful.
So basically, we are one of the first platforms, but I think which will take through the whole launch. So obviously, the content and the product itself, it will be spread all over various media channels and other online. So the launch, we've already launched, and then obviously we'll have practical launch whereby we set up workshop various regions with the people.
That's what I thought you were going to do as part of the launch.
No, thank you, Wild West. Because I think basically that's the start of the launch.
All right.
Yeah, that's the start
It's a
of
pleasure.
the launch.
Don't drink Nyana. What's happening? Free oil Nyana.
All right. Thank you. Just like Mr. Manyama said, that we are intending to make road shows. We are intending to invite people, especially the oil collectors. This is just a publicity, one of the platforms which we are using to publicize the awareness. Because sometimes you say you launch, what are you launching? So hence I said that at least this is one of the platforms which can make people aware. We're going to do it through also word of mouth, through pamphlets, and going through the refineries where the guys deliver the oil.
Okay.
And that's how we're going to do it.
All right. So you're doing it on a more modern approach.
Yeah, we would say it is modern, but it was important to have a structured content through Wild West, and then obviously from there, how we distribute it and it's various channels that we could use. And then obviously we appreciate the opportunity of kickstarting our launch, to be precise, for kickstarting our launch. And then obviously Abu Batwaruna and our people will start going to the level of them understanding, because the gist, as I said earlier on, is to have a formidable structure whereby it's going to be the voice. We're not competing with anybody, but there's now a voice gap whereby people might cloud certain things which are irrelevant to the oil collections, but since we are in the business, we understand the importance now. How do you where are other puzzles pieces fit? And I think for now what I want to do, our people should start appreciating and come in their numbers, because we'll help them over and above the oil situation, even on the social aspect, on the business development as well, because we'll have various partners that will be able to invest in them, your IDCs, your CIFA and so on, your business units, South Africa, and NAFCOC. We now have to start to have the control and the alignment of our bread and butter for our business.
Yeah, no, it sounds like something that is very beneficial to join.
Yes.
Sure.
Because I can see the structure is something that is prepared and monitored properly. This is great. So is there anything that you wish to add that I've forgotten to ask you?
Basically, that's it. Basically, that's it. Like we said, it's for black empowerment, it's women empowerment. The small guy for a change must benefit. Yeah, because this is a very important industry whereby there's a little benefits for black people. Yeah, so now most of the collectors, 99.9% are black, but above up it's white. So we want to break through that. But we also have white members. Yeah, you must not misinterpret me.
Yeah.
But also white members who are also collectors and struggling just like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One other thing, so remember there are additional services that we can offer.
Yes.
I.e., for an example, a panel beater or a conventional companies that deals with water, they are not supposed to take their contaminated water with soap and everything through a storage system. So obviously, again, we'll be paying on those additional services to look after those markets. That's an act, but the implementation is still not there, and that's a revenue that we are losing, and it's an opportunity cost.
Yes.
So obviously, we want to drive all the opportunity costs. We want to end up being all the collectors having elevated themselves to the next level of revenue generation, rather than being at the non-profit type of setup, whereby by then there's no sustainability. Someone comes into your territory, into your space. That person is not compliant, and so on. So you are, as I said, we are trying to eliminate taxi wars in here. We are coming more than actually.
Yeah. So in terms of being contacted, is there a place where people who are not necessarily online can visit, like an address, or you say Rico addressing us all for the offices and the website and the official contact number, your WhatsApp, or to call in?
Yeah.
All right. We will provide all the WhatsApp and the email and all that.
But
in the screen.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
No, sorry. Yeah, no, basically we've got a website, and so obviously we've got a temporary setup. We have an office, and then but our vision is to have a center. We're working visually actually for now to put up this launch and everything together. And then some of the meetings they are held at Zilbercom, but the website, we'll share the website and the telephone number and the WhatsApp number for that. And then over and above that, obviously we're looking at a contribution for the sustainability of the organization, so we can be able to roll out all these workshops and everything. And the memberships, not just the membership that the WOASA Foundation, so we have packaged some of the benefits out in that, but we will clarify them as we progress from a legal type of compliance.
So everything is in the website.
From those specialists. We need this business is very complicated. We need some mentors and some specialization of certain aspects of the business itself. So for argument's sake, if in the traffic authority, laws differ and so on, so we need to start assisting on those laws. We need to assist on the bylaws within the municipalities itself. If you are a mechanic and your election, so you need to start demonstrating that through WOASA as our member.
Yeah, just in closing, can you just give me what WOASA stands for?
It's Workers' Oil of South Africa.
Oh, okay. Hey, I was thinking something far from that.
Waste oil.
Waste oil of South Africa.
Waste oil of Southern Africa.
All right. Yeah. No, thank you very much for coming to talk to me. And yes, everybody, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you are a person that wants to comply to join the organization, which seems like it has a lot of benefits for the business itself, I think just do best.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Jemina Mofugeng. They call me Mama J. So I'm 13 years old in this industry. I'm a member of WOASA, the reason why I'm a member of WOASA, I'm just willing to build the association to have a voice in this environment, in this industry, because there's a lot of there's a lot of things that are challenging us in this business. But apart from that, as a lady, I'm a collector. I'm driving my buggy a long distance and a short distance, but so far I'm doing well, and I'm complying as well. So the concern is about the environment, to see the environment clean, because those people that are working outside our location, they just throw the oil on the ground, of which is automatically damaging the ground. So we just willing to protect the environment, and then to enlarge this industry, so that the generation and generation will also have to know that the environment is big part in their life. Thank you.
My name is Harry Mamukhale. Well, I'm well known as Danny Boy. It has a Kasi name. Yeah, well, I'm an deputy chairperson in the WOASA, which is our Waste Oil Association of South Africa. I'm also a waste oil collector. I'm also a driver in the industry. Well, my interest has been very big in this industry, because after I've studied the industry, that actually we are having a black gold, but you don't know how to utilize it. So that's what being the dynamics, that when I look at it, that we don't actually take it serious. But now also there's been some negatives and positives about the product that we actually brought on the picture. So for the idea of creating the association with my fellows, it's actually to look into those kinds of challenges that we are facing. And then there's too many benefits. The benefits that we are looking for, or we are having as an association, that we need to have. Obviously, we've been working in solo or in individually, but now we brought the idea of coming together as a group, and then so that we can engage as different stakeholders, because we took note of there's too many damages that are created by the people themselves in the environment. And then the government, we can always talk about the government, this and that, but now we as the partakers, we felt it that we need to take it upon ourselves, so that we manage all the wrongs that we see people can do it deliberately, and then try to minimize those damages environmentally, because they've got too much impact in the environment. So as a result, we are very much happy. I'm very much happy to be part of the association, and there's too many things that we're going to be benefiting with the other members. So it's a total package that I can actually not talk in once, but mostly our marketing department has spoken a lot about that, so we can always face to few things that we are facing. We can discuss. Thank you.